Let's be honest. Nobody wakes up and magically becomes successful. Nobody hands it to you on a silver platter. Most people talk about success like it's this shiny trophy at the end of a rainbow. But the reality, it's a grind that most people aren't willing to do. First, you have to understand that sacrifice is mandatory. That means giving up comfort, sleeping less, learning more, doing the stuff no one else wants to do. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. If you want results, you have to start yesterday. Second, ideas mean nothing without execution. You can sit around all day thinking of the next big thing, but if you never act, it's worthless. Execution is the currency of success. The sooner you embrace that, the faster you'll move ahead of everyone else. Third, be prepared to play the long game. Patience isn't a soft skill, it's survival. You're not going to wake up tomorrow a millionaire. The people who win are the ones who can keep going when it's hard, when it feels like nothing is happening, and when the world doubts them. Fourth, you must develop self-awareness. Know what you're good at, what you hate doing, and where your energy comes from. Stop copying others. Stop chasing someone else's path. Your strengths are your unfair advantage. Fifth, understand that failure isn't optional, it's guaranteed. You'll screw up, you'll be rejected, you'll lose money. And that's okay. Every mistake is a lesson if you pay attention. The brutal truth: most people quit before they even learn from failure. Don't be one of them. Hustle isn't just about working 16-hour days. It's about being smart with your effort. Leverage the tools, trends, and networks available today. Attention is currency. Relationships are power. Use both wisely. Success isn't glamorous. It's uncomfortable, messy, and unforgiving. But it's worth it. If you're willing to take the truth, embrace the grind, and stay committed to yourself, the results will follow. Nobody owes you anything. But if you work, execute, and persist, you'll create your own fortune. Let's cut the crap and be real. Success doesn't come to people who want it. It comes to people who are willing to bleed for it. If you think you can wake up one day, scroll through Instagram, watch a few motivational videos, and suddenly be living your dream life, you're kidding yourself. Every single person who's accomplished anything meaningful has had to make choices that were uncomfortable, inconvenient, and sometimes downright brutal. Sacrifice isn't just a word, it's the foundation of everything you're chasing. You're gonna have to say no to things that feel good right now in exchange for something that will feel great years from now. That means giving up nights out, weekends of doing nothing, and all the distractions that make life easy. You're going to need to put in the hours when everyone else is asleep. You're gonna need to study when everyone else is binge watching shows. Experiment when everyone else is scared to fail, and grind when the world is telling you to take it easy. It doesn't matter how talented you are or how brilliant your ideas are. If you're not willing to make sacrifices, you're gonna stay exactly where you are. And here's the brutal part. Sacrifices don't get easier over time, they evolve. What you gave up last year might feel small compared to what's required next year. And that's the reality of growth. The stakes increase, the pressure intensifies, and the commitment must deepen. You have to learn to embrace discomfort. You have to learn to find joy in the struggle. The people who whine about their jobs, complain about their circumstances, or wait for permission to chase their dreams are the ones who will never get anywhere. You can scroll past this, ignore it, or even laugh at it, but every day you waste avoiding sacrifice is another day you're falling behind. Sacrifice isn't a temporary phase, it's a lifestyle. It's waking up before your friends, working while others party, and choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. It's understanding that the life you want isn't handed to you. It's earned piece by piece, decision by decision. Let me tell you something that almost nobody understands. Ideas are worthless if you don't act on them. You can sit around all day thinking of the next big thing, planning it, imagining it, and even writing it down in a fancy notebook. But until you actually do something with it, it's meaningless. The world doesn't reward ideas, it rewards action. Execution is the currency of success. You can have the most brilliant concept in the world, but if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not going anywhere. Most people get stuck in this loop where they overthink, overplan, and overanalyze, but they never make a move. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect team, or the perfect resources, and that moment doesn't exist. If you want to win, you have to start where you are, with what you have, and figure the rest out along the way. Action trumps intention every single time. You learn through execution. You figure out what works and what doesn't by actually doing it, not by theorizing or reading about it. There's no shortcut to this. Every mistake, every failed attempt, every small win teaches you something you could never get sitting in your comfort zone. People glorify ideas because they're safe. They don't risk anything by thinking, but real growth comes when you actually step into the arena. And here's the thing, speed matters. The faster you execute, the faster you fail, and the faster you learn. Waiting for perfection is the enemy of progress. The people who crush it are the ones who aren't afraid to start ugly, to start small, and to refine on the way. Execution is messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes humiliating, but it's the only path forward. If you're serious about success, you have to stop idolizing ideas and start worshiping action. You have to build a bias toward doing, toward moving, toward producing, and toward putting yourself out there in the world, even if it's imperfect, even if it's risky. Even if people laugh, criticize, or ignore you, most people don't understand that success doesn't happen overnight. Social media, movies, and TV have created this illusion that someone can just post a video, start a business, or launch an idea, and suddenly be famous, rich, or influential. That's a lie. Real success is built over years, not months. Patience isn't just a nice to have skill, it's non-negotiable. If you don't learn how to wait, how to endure, and how to keep grinding when it feels like nothing is happening, you will quit before you even see progress. The problem is that everyone wants immediate gratification. They want results now, likes now, money now, respect now. But life doesn't work that way. Anything worth achieving takes time, effort, and consistent energy. You have to understand the power of compounding. Every small action you take every single day adds up. Every decision, every hour spent learning, every failure, every success, every connection, it compounds over time. That's the secret most people ignore. They look for hacks, shortcuts, or one viral moment to define their lives, and they forget that the real winners are the ones who show up day after day, year after year, without stopping. Patience isn't passive, it's active. It means working hard even when it feels like nothing is happening, continuing to learn even when you're frustrated, and staying committed to your vision even when everyone else doubts you. It's about trusting the process and understanding that results are delayed, but inevitable if you keep pushing. You have to be willing to invest in yourself over the long term, to plant seeds today that might not bear fruit for months or even years. It's uncomfortable because humans are wired to want instant reward, but growth requires delay. If you can embrace patience, you'll outlast everyone else. You'll have the mental toughness to handle setbacks, the resilience to endure criticism, and the persistence to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're invisible. If you want to win in life and business, the brutal truth is that you have to know yourself better than anyone else. Self-awareness isn't a soft skill, it's a weapon. Most people go through life blindly, copying what others do, chasing someone else's goals, and following paths that don't fit them at all. They wonder why they feel exhausted, unfulfilled, or stuck, and the answer is always the same: they're ignoring themselves. Understanding your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and limitations is non-negotiable if you want to build something meaningful. You have to ask yourself the hard questions. What am I actually good at? What drains me? What kind of work energizes me instead of depleting me? If you're constantly trying to be what others expect, you'll burn out, make mistakes, and waste years of your life chasing the wrong things. Self-awareness gives you clarity. It tells you where to focus your energy, what risks are worth taking, and what opportunities will actually make a difference. It allows you to double down on your strengths instead of spreading yourself thin on things you're mediocre at. It gives you the confidence to say no to distractions, toxic people, and trends that don't align with your vision. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the ones who understand themselves, who know how to operate at their highest level, and who can make decisions that fit their unique abilities. Self-awareness also means understanding your ego. You need to separate your identity from your results, your pride from your decisions, and your emotions from your strategy. Without that, you'll make reactive choices instead of proactive ones. The people who crush it know who they are, what they want, and where they're going, and they structure every day, every project, and every relationship around that knowledge. They don't waste energy trying to be what they're not or chasing validation from people who don't matter. Self-awareness is the lens through which every decision becomes smarter, every effort becomes more efficient, and every failure becomes a lesson instead of a catastrophe. Let's get something straight. If you're not failing, you're not really trying. Failure isn't a sign that you're weak. It's proof that you're moving, learning, and pushing boundaries. The brutal truth about success is that it is littered with mistakes, rejections, and losses that nobody wants to talk about. Most people are terrified of failing, so they stay in their comfort zone doing the same safe things over and over, hoping somehow that luck or talent alone will carry them forward. But here's the reality. Failure is inevitable, and the sooner you accept it, the faster you grow. Every setback, every embarrassment, every no. You here is an opportunity disguised as pain. The people who achieve massive success aren't those who never fail. They are the ones who fail fast, learn fast, and keep moving faster than anyone else. Failure is a teacher that never lies. It tells you what doesn't work, what you need to improve, and where you're being lazy or blind. It forces self-reflection and forces action in ways that success never will. And yet, most people are paralyzed by it. They fear what others will think. They fear losing money. They fear looking stupid. And they avoid the lessons that could change their lives. You have to reframe failure. You have to understand that each mistake is a necessary stepping stone toward mastery. The people who quit at the first hurdle never experience the compounding power of perseverance. They never understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. It's an essential ingredient. You'll need to fail at ideas, at projects, at relationships, and at opportunities you care about. You'll need to face rejection, criticism, and disappointment repeatedly. And if you can keep showing up, keep analyzing, keep adjusting, and keep executing despite the pain, you will eventually break through. The process is brutal, messy, and uncomfortable, but the lessons you learn from failure are what prepare you for real, sustainable, long-term success. The sooner you embrace it, the sooner you stop wasting energy on fear and start investing it into real growth. Hustle alone isn't enough. People glorify the idea of working 16 hours a day, grinding nonstop, and sacrificing sleep as if sheer effort is the only thing that matters. But that's only half the equation. You can work harder than everyone else and still fail if you're not working smart. Smart hustle means understanding where to focus, how to leverage your time, and how to amplify your effort for maximum impact. It means knowing which tasks move the needle and which are just busy work. A lot of people confuse activity with progress. They're constantly doing, but they're not strategically doing the things that actually grow their business, their brand, or their skills. Smart hustle means leveraging attention, trends, and opportunities in ways that multiply results without burning yourself out. It means building relationships, networking, and collaborating with people who push you forward instead of holding you back. It's not just about grinding in isolation. It's about knowing the ecosystem you're in, understanding your audience, and placing your effort where it matters most. It also means embracing technology, tools, and platforms that can scale your impact. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You just need to execute with intelligence and adaptability. Smart hustle requires self-awareness too, because you have to know your strengths and weaknesses, and then double down on what you're best at while delegating or learning the rest. It's about efficiency, focus, and leveraging leverage, which most people completely ignore. Too often, people are stuck in the mindset of more work equals more success, and that's simply not true. Real growth happens when hard work is combined with clarity, strategy, and insight. You have to put yourself in situations where your energy produces exponential returns instead of linear ones. You have to measure, adjust, and iterate constantly, understanding that hustle is not just physical effort, it's intentional action, calculated risk, taking, and strategic persistence. Working hard in the wrong direction is wasted energy. Working smart means understanding your audience, recognizing trends, building your personal brand, and creating opportunities that compound over time. The brutal truth is this: success isn't glamorous, it isn't instant, and it isn't easy. It demands sacrifice, relentless execution, patience that feels impossible, deep self-awareness, a willingness to fail, and hustle that's smart, not just hard. Every step you take, every lesson you learn, every setback you endure is building the person you need to become to reach your goals. Most people quit before the magic happens because they're chasing shortcuts, ignoring the process, or refusing to face reality. But if you embrace the grind, act relentlessly, trust the process, understand yourself, learn from failure, and combine hard work with strategy, you will eventually create the life you're capable of. Nobody owes you success, and nobody will hand it to you, but every day you show up, every time you push past your comfort zone, and every choice you make with intention is one step closer to mastery. The people who win in life aren't the luckiest. They're the ones who refuse to settle, who endure the struggle, and who take ownership of their own journey. Your results are the reflection of your effort, your mindset, and your courage to do what most won't.